Hi guys, I'm not doing any readings. I did put up there Talk No Tarot. I will be going live later on though to do tarot. I just wanted to talk to you about something that's really important. I'm just gonna wait for a few more people to come into my live. So this is just talk, so you can ask me anything that you want and I'll talk about my experiences if you want to. I'm absolutely okay with that. This is no readings. This is just talk. I will be doing tarot later on, but for now it's just I'm just talking. No gifts needed for this. I forgot to remove the crystal ball up there. No gifts needed. This is just talk. So you can ask me anything you want, guys, but there is something that I would like to talk about because I was on my live yesterday. And as you know, my daughter Hennessy is one of my moderators. Yeah. And my daughter is basically like my security guard. My moderators are my security guards. And they protect the energy of you and they protect the energy of me when I go on my lives from negative people. And there was one comment that stood out to my daughter yesterday, which really, frankly, just pissed her right off. And people who don't know about certain things, you should really just love and light to you, but shut your mouth, shut your pie hole if you don't know what you're talking about. If you follow a religious denomination as well, you're following a rule, a book, and I've got no issues with people that follow religion. My mother is a Catholic or a Christian, I forget, one of those two. And then my father is like a Jehovah's Witness. And then my brother is a converted Muslim and has been for 20 years. And then my grandmother is with the UCKG church. I have a whole bunch of religious people around me. Yeah. And it's all cool and it's okay. And I respect all of that. I'm a spiritual person. I believe in God. I believe in a divine source. I believe in the higher power. But I wanted to talk about witchcraft. First of all, let me stipulate. Movies that have come, lots of movies have really put a bad spin on witchcraft. Okay? Back in the day, like way back into time, witches that were deemed evil or negative were actually herbalists and healers, and they use herbs from Mother Nature, from the God source, and concoct teas and potions, if you want to call it, to help the greater good of man. Now, guys, please remember, I am fully aware that there are negative people out there, okay? That there are negative people out there and would use their God-given talents for negative uses, which they will call the dark magic, the dark arts, negative witches, evil witches that put curses on you. I'm not saying that they don't exist, because they do. But it's like energy attracting like energy, okay? If you're a bad wizard, witch, then obviously what you do will go back to you. FYI, guys, when I was on my live, my daughter was saying that some moron was saying this is witchcraft. I don't tamper in any sort of witchcraft and I've got nothing against it. FYI, I think I was a witch in a past life because there is something about... So, you know, when I go to bed, I don't like... My feet has to be out of the covers. I think I must have been burnt to the stake because I was helping people in my village. And I don't like my feet getting really hot. I don't know why. It's really weird. So when I go to bed at night, my mum would be like, why don't you put your feet under the covers? And I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like being hot. So my feet is always out of the covers. And I think it's something to do with past lives, which we have all had many of, by the way. Excuse me, I'm just doing a tobacco. Yeah, I know. I need to stop smoking, but it's one of my pet peeves. It's one of the things that I do that I know I shouldn't do. You know, when you do something and you shouldn't do it, but you do it anyway. So yes, I wanted to talk about the whole craft, the witchcraft. Yes, there is such thing as dark arts and bad magic. Of course there is, but it really is the vibration of the soul. It really is up to you. And FYI, let me highlight to all of you people right now who have no idea that follow that religious denomination. I'm a very spiritual person. I believe in God. I wouldn't be alive today if I didn't believe in a God source. I've had 4 open heart surgeries. I was supposed to die at 10. Half of you already know me and already know what's happened to me in my life. But I was born with 4 open heart surgeries. Still trying to convince my mum to tell the story, but she doesn't want to be seen on live. Like what she's gone through with me as a child, being put into a body bag covered with ice, because back in the 80s, you know, they didn't have the technology that we had today. And they said to my mum, her heart is complex, she's got so many things going on, she's got leakages everywhere, pipes didn't, like, you know, like the tubes didn't connect, all arteries and all this nonsense, and how I wasn't allowed to smoke and drink and have tattoos and have children and drive and go swimming, go to the gym, all of these things that life is supposed to be about. So it's like, so when somebody commented on my live the other day, this is witchcraft. You're in a tiny little bubble, honey, and you need to educate yourself, because movies put a really bad spin on witchcraft. Now, of course, there are white witches and there are bad witches. And FYI, let me clarify something to you now. You will know when someone is doing dark arts and dark magic because it affects their physical face. You will see it on their face. It affects when there is a negative witch and uses their power for negative use and to hurt other people. It affects your face. It affects their look. So yes, it does. You know that. So anyone who is tampering or does witchcraft, and they're doing it for the greater good of everyone. So if you was going to call me a witch, I would like to say I'm a white one. I do everything out of love. I know about law of attraction. I know about negative energy, and we all have a bit of witch and wizard within us. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't care what religious background you have. Every one of us has a bit of witch and wizard within us. We go to school to learn how to spellings, casting spells with our words, our thoughts, our energy, our feelings. This is why I say on all my lives when I do readings, be careful what you think, feel and say, guys, because you're more powerful. The flesh is the flesh. The soul, your soul that's in the physical body, yeah, your soul that's in the physical body, this is the vessel that is holding your soul to continue this journey here in the 3D world, because we can't function without a physical vessel. And that's the only reason why our soul is inside the vessel. Now, when I read people, I don't tune into the physical look. I tune into your soul. And the soul, you can't even comprehend when I see a soul of somebody. The soul doesn't actually fit into the physical body. This is why we have anxiety, stress, and depression. It's like we want to, and there's people out there, guys, that will use drugs and alcohol to come out of the reality. Our mood is our receptive mode indicator. Yes, advisor Ariel, 100%. Someone told me my soul is low. Well, you tell them love and light to you, and you don't ever receive that. I don't like people that put negative energy and put negative planting seeds into someone. You're fat, you're ugly, you got a negative soul, you're this, you're that. And as a knobhead, like I once was, would receive that and believe it. Oh my God, yeah, I am that, I am this, I am this, I am that. I got to an age where I said to myself, F you. Yeah, I come into this world on my own. I'm going out on my own. I ain't taking my friends, my mum and my dad and my brothers and my sisters and my husband and my children. I don't take anyone with me. Live life the best way that you can. Life is too short. I would know. 4 open heart surgeries, near-death experience. My mother had one too. You know, 2 people having the same sort of experience. I'm still trying to get my mother to tell her story on my live, but she does not want to be seen in public. She's really like scared. Just saying. I'm going to show you who my mother is right now. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so this is my mum. Sorry guys, a bit dusty. There's my mum. My mum's had a near-death experience as well. This is my family, my brothers and my sisters. This is my mom. This is me. This is my little brother, my sister, and my big brother here. My mom's been through so many things in life that she will, if she was to ever tell you her story, she's been telling me stories about spiritual stuff, seeing ghosts when she was a kid, in the Philippines. FYI, that's where my mother is from. My mother is from the Philippines, very spiritual country. And the things that my mother had told me that she's seen, these folklores, you know, witches, mermaids, big giants, little, what are they called, leprechauns, they're all real, dude. They're all real. And my mother's witnessed half of it. And my mother wouldn't tell no lie. My mother is what, 75 now, 76 years old. These tales, tall tales that we watch on TV, it came from somewhere. But the problem is all of these beautiful creatures are now hidden and hiding. Because what does humanity and what does human beings do? We kill anything that comes into our path, don't we? We kill the animals for making money. We kill the trees. We kill everything, don't we? So these beautiful creatures, the little leprechauns, the big giants, the mermaids, all of these things that you think is folklore, they're all hiding because we are the worst predators walking the face of the earth because we even kill our own kind. We kill each other. So that's why these beautiful mystical creatures are hidden. They hide because they know that if we get our hands on them, we're going to cut them open and experiment on them. I know it sounds crazy and all of you think I'm probably nuts, but I don't really care. Yes, we Native Americans have stories of little people, Bigfoot. Yes, I have shaman ancestral. I come from a shaman line. I have shaman guides, white horse, running water. These are my guides. These are who I tune into when I connect and when I give readings for my family here on TikTok. But all of these things that you deem as stories, they ain't stories. They're very true. They're so true. And people always say, well, I need to see it to believe it. Well, Divine says, if you believe it, they will show themselves to you. So the main thing was the whole witchcraft thing. Someone who is very, what do you call it? Ignorant. Telling me that as I was doing tarot, trying to help somebody, that I'm doing witchcraft. If I was doing witchcraft, I would have done it for the greater good of all concerned, love. I know about energy, so I know that if I'm putting something out there that is negative, I better dig my own bloody grave because I'm going to get it back to me as well. What you say, what you think, what you feel, when you put out negative energy out to people, it will come back to you. And I know 160 of you have experienced these things. When you say something negative, oh my God, I thought it, I said it, I felt it, and then it happened. There you are, the white witch and the magician. Be careful of what you think, feel, and say, because what you put out will come back to you tenfold. So when I'm starting to say negative things about somebody, or when it took me years to get here. It took me years to get here because I would get into my car and some moron would cut me and I'd go into a negative headspace. But then I have to say to myself, love and light, Anna, love and light, get yourself back into center, love and light. This is just the soul having a bad day and they're trying to bleed into your energy. Don't allow it to happen. So I ain't doing any readings right now, guys. I am just talking. I did write it on top. It's just talk. I will be doing tarot later on. Yes, karma has a way of coming back to you. Carmine, 100%. The thing about me is me and karma are good friends because every good that I do and somebody deems something negative on me, they always email me and come back with an apology. And I'm like, it's all good. You didn't know, but now you do. So be careful of what you say and what you think and what you feel. Because it is so potent. And when I had my near-death experience, guys, just want to say, you don't forget what you see when you cross over. For those of you who have accidents, near-death experiences, you come back with certain gifts. If you think I'm a fraud, Glassima, you don't need to be here, sweetheart. You can go, love. Sending love and light to you. I don't need people like that on my live. I don't understand why people have time to put negative energy on somebody's life. If I don't like what I see, I just scroll up and keep it moving. You don't need to stay here. I am coming back later on to do some readings, guys. I just wanted to do talk. I haven't done any talk. I'm jealous of you seeing Archangel Michael. The more you summon and you call the archangels or your guides or your loved ones, you'll see them. FYI, everyone, don't care what religion you are, everyone, and this is what I found out when I had my fourth open heart surgery. Everyone born into the physical body in this earth, it doesn't matter what religion you follow, has a guardian angel. There's a guardian angel attached to every single human being walking on earth. And this guardian angel is with you from the moment that you were born till the moment you cross over and go home. And God says you can ask the guardian angel for help, but you've got to surrender. And you basically, with free will, the gift I've blessed you with, you can ask for help. All you have to do is ask. You have to give permission, because our guardian angels cannot intervene. They can to a certain degree, but our guardian angels cannot intervene unless you give them full-blown permission, surrender, let go, and see what happens. And don't take my word for it. Put it to the test. Because a lot of people have done it and they're gobsmacked. And don't expect a certain outcome, guys. Say what you want. Usually divine gives us what we need, not what we want, because sometimes what we want is not for the greatest good of our soul evolution and soul growth. So when we're praying for someone to come back in and they were not a very nice person, divine won't make it happen, because they know it will stunt your soul mission in life, your soul growth, your soul evolution. That's the only reason why we're here, guys. We're here to evolve and to grow, and that's it. We're here to evolve, to grow. We're here to learn lessons. We're here to give love, to receive love. If you do things bad like Hitler, you're going to have to go through a life review. And what happens when you go through a life review is you're going to have to see through every single person that you hurt. The eyes of the people that you said horrible things to, you thought negative things to, you said negative words to, the people that you murdered, that you killed. You're going to have to look through the eyes of the person that you hurt, murdered, killed, whatever. And you're going to have to feel their pain. So I'm feeling really sorry for Hitler right now, because he's killed millions of people, thousands, millions, hundreds of people. And he's got to go through every single one of those people and feel their pain. That is purgatory and hell for me. That seems like hell to me, to feel what they felt. That is hell. That is purgatory. Yes, that is hellfire as far as I'm concerned. So now I'm very mindful. I'm very mindful of what I say. I'm very mindful of the words that I use. I'm very mindful. I have to think before I speak, because words are weapons. And words, you can't take it back, because once it's out in the ether, you can't take it back. So I have to be really mindful. So when I have negative people on my lives saying that I'm evil, Jesus loves me, I know that Jesus loves me, and I love Jesus too. And FYI, Jesus was an ascended master, and Jesus was a psychic and a medium. And how else does God work? God works through people. People. Sometimes people use their God-given talents to take the piss. How do I know who my guardian angel is? Okay, so let me tell you how I know my guardian angel, and how I saw him, and how I got his name. I'm somebody that likes to meditate. Meditation heals not only the soul, but it heals the physical body, the mind, the spirit, the whole everything, the whole shebang. If you go and get this book called Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe DISPENZA, he is a researcher, scientist, he's everything. What he did was he found that through meditation, this woman called Anne, the first part of the story, healed herself from stage 4 cancer. And this was all through meditation. 3 hours of meditation every day, getting out of the monkey mind, tuning into the divine source through meditation, healed her. She went back to the hospital. They couldn't find a trace of cancer with her, and they were like, what the hell did you do? There's no trace of cancer. And she was like, meditate. And they were like, huh? Yes, meditation connects you to the other side. Meditation connects you to your loved ones, your guides. Meditation is about getting out of the monkey mind, getting out of the head. That's what meditation is. Meditation stills the monkey mind and connects you to your heart, your soul, your intuition. So meditation is the way to do it. So I was meditating one day. I was lying on my bed. I put peaceful meditation music on YouTube. And what I did was I set out an intention. FYI, guys, I would like to say this as a warning. Before you go into any sort of meditation, do me a small favor. Call your angel, your guides, and your loved ones, because when you meditate, you're opening yourself up, and there are energies everywhere, and you don't want to get any energy attached to you, because people go, Anna, I was meditating and it felt really weird. And I'm like, did you say a prayer? Did you, when you meditated, did you ask your guardian angel to protect and watch over you? Do that before you do any sort of meditation, guys. Call in your loved ones on the other side. Call in the guardian angels. Call your guides. Call God. I don't care who you call. Just make sure it's call the Lord. Yes. Call a higher source of love and power to protect you through your meditation. Because meditation opens up your energy. And you're opening up your... That felt scary if it felt weird. Yes. A lot of people would say to me, I didn't know that. You do now, Mandy. So when you meditate, pray first. Everyone prays. Even if you don't pray, just say a simple, okay, guardian angel, if you exist, could you protect me through my meditation? Put it to the test. You got nothing to lose, right? Saying these simple prayers or simple words is not going to hurt anybody. It's not hurting you or anyone else. So before any of you, there's 188, 194 people in here. If you are a meditator, please do me a favor and call and say a prayer. Call your guardian angels, call God, whatever the source, the higher source of love that you believe in, for protection. And then you meditate. So interesting. I'm so eager to learn more after watching what you do. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you, honey. How do you learn how to meditate? Okay, it took me 8 years to meditate, master meditation. Now, in the beginning, people are like, oh my God, Anna, I don't know how to sit there, you know, in the lotus position going, That is the best way to meditate, and that is a really good way to do it. However, this is like the master meditation. And meditation doesn't have to be you sitting in the lotus position going, Om. Meditation can be crocheting, riding on your bike, going for a swim, cleaning the house, for crying out loud. It's a form of meditation is getting you out of the now. So when I'm cleaning and scrubbing, I am not focusing on anything else. I'm in the moment of getting things clean. And what happens is you create a pathway for guides, loved ones to come through. And how they connect with you is through impressions, seeing signs and symbols and synchronicities, hearing something, seeing a color. So when I started meditating about, I think it's about 9 years ago now, what happened is I started to see colors. First it started out as colors, and then I would start to see shapes, and then I'd start to see like swirly things. I would start to see faces, and then all of a sudden I opened up myself up so big, and I just surrendered. I was not afraid because I knew I was protected and guided. Loved ones came in. My guardian angel, his name is Astro. He's about 15 foot tall. He's got massive wings. He's, I feel like he's an African, African angel, bald head, 6-pack. This is my guardian angel. Now, how I saw him. First, I got his name. I got his name about, I don't know, it was maybe 7, 8 years ago. I was in deep meditation, and I remember saying, okay, my guardian angel, I want to know what your name is. So I was in deep meditation. Half an hour, the first thing came into my head. I heard the name Astro. The first name that you get, that's the name of your guardian angel. Now, my best friend did the same meditation as me. And she's got 2 guardian angels. So the first guardian angel that came to her was Abel. And the second guardian angel that came to her was called Daniel. So she calls me up and she was like, can you believe that my second guardian angel is the same name as my baby dad? And I was just like, just go with it, honey. It is okay. A guardian angel's name, you know, it doesn't matter. And also, you know what they also said? When I connect with my guides and I say to my guides, you know, so what is your name? Bearing in mind, guides are souls that have already been and walked on the physical earth. Doctors, nurses, they'll come in to help you, and some guides are with you from the moment you're born till the moment you go home. Sometimes you get new guides depending on what you're doing. So if I'm doing if I want to do gardening, I'll have a guide that knows how to plant, garden. I'll get all these intuitive hits, visions, thoughts, feelings. I'll hear things, and then they'll give me advice that way. So guides sometimes change, but you'll have 2 or 3 guides that will stay with you from the moment that you're born till the moment you cross over. And I would have said to my guides, you know, what is your name? And they'll say to me, from which lifetime? So names don't really matter. You can assign a name to your guides, your angels, if you wanted to. Assign a name. So you have a rapport going with your angels, your guides. You'll have that rapport going. So you can assign a name. But for me, I received it. So first I got Astro's name. And then one day I kept on saying, I set the intention and I was like, Astro, I really, really want to see you. Now, I didn't specify when, where, or how. I was just like, I really want to see you. And then one morning I woke up. I think it was like 5 o'clock in the morning and it was nighttime outside still here in the UK. And I could see this very tall figure at the corner of my room. And I literally shit in my pants because I was like, dude, could you not have come to me during the day? Why are you coming to me at night in the corner of my room with your big wings? And I was so scared. And I heard telepathically, you wanted to see me? Here I am. And I was like, okay, thank you. Namaste. You can go because you're scaring the crap out of me. So yes, he's not scary, absolutely loving. But be careful when you set your intentions. Intentions is such a powerful thing, guys. When you set an intention, expect what you're intending. Yeah? Be specific, guys. Be specific. Go. Sorry, lost connection there. I don't care if you've got 20 kids. I don't care if they're running amok. There is a period during your day when your children have to go to bed. So you can take 10 minutes to meditate. I always tell everyone that I read for, you don't need me. All you need to do is get out of the monkey mind, get out of the monkey chatter and tune into your soul, tune into your heart space, listen to what divine is trying to tell you, and get out of the ego. It's all about tuning into the heart space. And trust me, guys, I was the most pessimistic person on the planet. I would wait for the worst case. I would think about the worst case scenario. I'm very pessimistic. I'll think about the worst case scenario. And when I do, I'm thinking it, I'm feeling it. This is going to happen. I know it's going to happen. And then boom, I'm like, I knew that was going to happen. I thought of it. I felt it. I knew this was going to happen. And then I manifested it and created it. Creating self-fulfilling prophecies just by your thoughts, your feelings, and your word. It's sleep paralysis. Deborah, how do I... that's how I feel when I have sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis is usually your soul traveling. So your soul comes out of the body because our soul does journeying while we sleep. Have you ever wondered, why does everyone in the world have to sleep? It's because your soul goes back home. I don't know what's going on here with my hair. Your soul travels. Your soul goes everywhere. Your soul goes back to heaven. Your soul has a mission and your soul is going to try and get the physical body back into alignment, back into the soul programming. And what happens with paralysis is your physical body is awake before your soul has come back in. So, yes, I've been there. I felt like, oh my God. And what happens is you freak out because you can't move. And then you feel like there's this thing on your physical body. Fear creates that thing. Fear creates, and fear is not by a love source, by the way. Fear is created by man. We think something's scary and that's it. Like, I can't watch horror movies because whatever horror movie you put in my face, what goes on in here is even worse. It's like I would see the worst scene and I'll be like, oh, is that it? I thought it would have been like this. So like, we create fear. Fear is not from the divine. It's not from the love source. It's not from a God source. It's a physical human trait. So fear isn't actually real. It's what we think. It's what we feel. If we fear something and we think it's going to get worse, that will expand. So paralysis, sleep paralysis is your soul journeying. And what happens is your physical body wakes up and we're all connected to our souls by an ethereal cord. It's like this cord that's attached to our physical bodies and then attached to our soul. Do you know that we can go anywhere and everywhere in the world? You just think it and you're there. And a lot of people have mastered how to astral travel. It's called astral traveling. But yes, some people feel the paralysis is because breathe and you set the intention. All right, soul, come back into my body. Have you ever experienced where you're lying on your bed but you're like on the roof and you're like, what the hell am I doing up here when my body's right down there in the bed? Anyone ever experienced that? You're an astral traveler, honey. You astral project. Yes, I'm seeing somebody saying yes. What does it mean you dream a man that I never seen before in life, only in my dreams? It could be somebody, a soulmate coming in. This person's dreaming about you. You're dreaming about them. The world and universe is so big. There's so many possibilities. And God also said to me, people think that sky's the limit. It's not true. Divine love, abundance is limitless. It's for everyone. There should be no children in the world starving. There should be no one homeless. There's enough abundance for everyone. In fact, there wasn't even supposed to be money. Lands, there's supposed to be enough land for everyone to have, but you know, government, the rich dominate the poor or the working class, and they made themselves kings and leaders and whatever because of the finances. But technically every land in the world belongs to all of us. It belongs to us, and it was free, and God created it for free for us. We were supposed to not have to pay bills, yeah, but we do, because shit happens, changes. It's like the changes. We need to go back to the beginning, guys, back to source. I've just had someone send me a crest being you. Fakes and scammers, by the way, guys. So if you was to put in tarot, psychic tarot Braziliana on the search bar, there's 17 of me. Please note that I only have one TikTok, one YouTube, and one Instagram. On my TikTok, I have over 49,000 followers. I don't have 500. I don't have 2, 10, or 3. I have one account. And there are scammers using my face to scam you, and I don't scam people. I refund people. When I do readings, I do refund, and I do free readings as well, because I know there are people out there that can't afford. So I never ask for anything. I always say, if you want a guaranteed reading, then gift me this. I'll put you on the list. When I've done my gifters, I will read for everyone else for free, and they'll get free cards. So if somebody's friend requesting you, that is a scammer. I don't friend request anyone. I don't accept any friendship from anyone. If you want a private reading from me, you have to email me, and I'll give you details on how I do my reading. So there's a whole bunch of scammers out there. Love and light to them. Thank you for promoting my face, but quit scamming my family on here. Let's see your comments, guys. Yeah, so easy with the witchcraft, bad witches. This is so far from the truth. And again, if you follow a certain religion, all respect to that. My family's of all different religious denominations. I'm more spiritual. You put those people in one room and they're arguing about the same thing. My one is right, your religion is wrong, this is that, this is that. This is why we have wars. This is why we're all against each other. This is why we attack each other, because if all religions lead to the God source and lead to love, why the hell are we all fighting? Don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand that. Doesn't make any sense to me. Mine would be sunflower bee. Yes, I love that. Sunflower bees, I would love that. That's a good name. Let me just see. Does it have to be a person? No, I think you're asking about your angels. It doesn't have to be a person. I just got Astro, and it's so funny that I got the name Astro and I didn't put it together. But Astro is like astrology, the stars, if you was to Google that. And about, I would say 10 years ago, I got stars on my back. It's like Astro has been with me. Yes, guys, that is a scar on my back here. 4 open heart surgeries, 9 hours, all 9 hours long. There you go. This is my scar. One here, one on the other side, one here. This one is faint because I had this one. I had this open heart surgery. Can you see the scar? No, this one's more faded. I had this one when I was 3 months old. So I've had 4 open heart surgeries. They were all 9 hours long. I was supposed to die at 10, but I had a purpose apparently. So yeah. So when I have these experiences, when I went through what I went through as a child, I've always sensed things, felt things. I've always, I would think of something and then it would happen. And it got to a point where I thought I was going crazy. And I was thinking, when I was a child, maybe everyone has these abilities. It's not just me. How can you change those people who give negative energy? Send them love. Always counteract negative, evil energy with love. You cannot fight fire with fire because you're going to create a volcano and everyone's going to get burnt. You fight fire with water. You fight negative energy with love. That's how you do it. So if you feel there are negative energy around you, if I have negative people, there was a negative person on here, I send them love and light, and then I block, mute, and delete them. I don't need them in my matrix. So counteract negative, evil, bad energy with love. Love can stop war. Love can stop war, but we want lust and power and money and ego. We're ego driven, but no one is going back to the core of who you are. But I've noticed that a lot of people are waking up. There are a lot of people in the world that are waking up to who their actual soul is. I don't care, again, what religion you have. You're my brother, you're my sister, and we're all connected by soul. And that's what I realized when I had my near-death experience, when I had my 4th open heart surgery when I was 31. When I was on the table having my open heart surgery and they put a clamp on my chest. If you ever Google open heart surgery and see what they do, it's mind-boggling. They put some clamp and they opened up my chest here, and they opened me up for like 9 hours. I had to have blood transfusions, you bloody name it. All I remember is thinking, what the hell am I doing on the roof if I'm like on the bed? Like I don't understand that. And then I realized when I centered myself, because being out of the body, I'm not going to lie, guys, it's wonderful. I'm not going to lie, it's wonderful. Being out of the physical body is such a great experience because you leave all the heavy anxiety, the illness, the ailments in the physical body, and your soul is out of this vessel, and your soul is so big. And it's like being out of my body, it felt like so amazing. I didn't want to come back in. And I remember when I centered myself and I could see 360 degree everywhere. It's like I could see everything. I could see everything. And then I also remember I could hear voices. And I was like, what the hell is that? And then I would look at the nurse and I would tune into the nurse. And then all of a sudden I could see her past, I could see her present, and I could see her future. And I could see that this nurse was molested when she was a child. And then she's still doing God's work and helping everyone. What a beautiful soul. And then I tuned into the doctors and I could see what they were wearing. And I thought, this is insane. This is so cool. And then all of a sudden I got pulled up. I felt an energy of being pulled up. And I just remember thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to go up because it feels good. I'm just going to go wherever this energy is taking me. And then you know how when you, like, if you go on YouTube and you go and listen to near-death experience, they talk about going into the tunnel, into the white light. I did the whole tunnel thing and I went out into the whole white light and I saw angels and I saw guides and I saw loved ones and I was like, what's going on here? Like, if you had told me at 19 that angels existed, I'd have been like, you need to go into a psychiatric ward because I think you're insane. But when you go through something as traumatic as open heart surgery, you would think to yourself, okay, you might have to reevaluate life here. I want you to know that the Matrix got it so right. The Matrix got it so right. We are plugged into the Matrix, and every time we go to bed, we go back home and then we come back in. But every day is a blessing for us. Do you know how many souls are trying to come into the 3D world? God knows why. But there's a lot of souls trying to come into the 3D world. So there's a lot of people signing out, but guys, like deaths, losses. And I don't believe in death, by the way, because when I popped out of my body, I did not want to come back in. And people are like, yeah, but you have a mum and you have a daughter. I mean, like, why would you want to leave them? And I'm like, because I know that at some point they're coming back here. Life goes by in a blink of an eye. 1 minute I was 19, all of a sudden I'm 41. I have no idea where my life has gone. So I know that life is so short, guys. So enjoy every moment and stop living in the past, because it's not like you can get into a time machine and change anything. And stop worrying about the future, because the future is not promised to anybody. So what are you supposed to be enjoying right now? Enjoy the present moment. The present moment is a gift. That's why they call it a present. That's why they call it the present. Enjoy the present moment, because you're never going to get this moment again. If I click my finger, I did it in this moment, but it's already in the past. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy every moment, guys.
Yeah, but you're thinking,
it's my mum.
Get away? No way. He's not going to have it. And you, thank you, Karima. Yeah, he can do it. It's impossible. It's
Okay.
If worse comes to worse.
I'm really trying to get my mum to do an interview with my mum to tell me about her life stories, because guys, I'm telling you, this woman should write a book. This woman needs to write a book. And I keep saying to her, Mum, can I do an interview with you so like my family on TikTok can hear like this 75-year-old woman's story? But my mum is like, maybe later on, but not right now. So I think she's like really camera shy. Sorry guys. Yes, you can ask me anything you want. This is Talk. You can ask me anything you want. Anything goes, honey. Anything goes. Keep it light. Keep it positive. This is all positive energy. If you're going to give out negative energy, I'm sending you away with love and light. If someone did magic. So let's talk about this black magic stuff. Black magic and negative energy and curses only has power over you if you give it power. If you accept it and you believe that you've been cursed or black magic has been done upon you, and you're like, yep, somebody's cursed me, I have bad luck, that means you're receiving it. If somebody's sending me black magic or somebody's doing negative energy on me, I'm sending them love and light. Love and light to them. I'm not going to wish any ill will on them, because what they're doing to me is just going to go right back to them, especially if you're sending them love. Love and light to all of them, yes? Love and light. Yes, I'm Brazilian too. My father, well, actually, that's a lie. I'm like 17% Portuguese, 1% Maltese. I did the whole DNA ancestral test thing. So I'm like 1% or 2% Welsh. So I've got some relatives over there. What else do I have? I think I'm Tongo. I've got like 17%. I've got the whole African thing within me, and then I've got the Amazonian blood. It's just like, I thought I was like Filipino and Brazilian. It turned out that I was a whole thing, a whole bunch of things. The dominant part of me is my mother, which was like 49% Filipino, and then my father, who is Brazilian. I've got Italian, French, Spanish, Portuguese in me. It's all very mixed. Welsh, it's all a mix of stuff. Maltese, I could not believe it. So guys, I highly recommend that you get this DNA test, because if you think that you are one thing, like I am pure Filipino and Brazilian, that's a load of crap. You're a whole load of everything. So all the things that I thought, how do you do mediumship, meditation, Delisa, meditate. Yeah. Yes, Max. I thought I was half Brazilian, half Filipino. It turns out, no. That is not me. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on in here. Do you have South African genes? Well, let's see. So many countries and have been colonized, right? Colonized. And me and my brother, my younger brother, I showed you the picture of him earlier. He's got Hawaiian. I don't have that in me, which is really weird, because he's my full brother. So they take different traits from our ancestors and from the bloodline. It's really, it's nuts. I highly recommend that you get one of these. It's great. It's so good. I had an out-of-body experience. I had my operation. I was looking down at myself. It happened to me, Barbara. That happened to me. It's amazing, because it opens up psychic abilities and psychic gifts. Excuse me, guys. How do you meditate? So, what I used to do was, I used to sit in my garden. I put headphones in my ears, and I would listen to guided meditation. And I would do that for at least 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes turned into half an hour turned into an hour, 2 hours. If you can meditate for an hour, I'm telling you, if I don't meditate, I feel out of alignment. Everything feels really weird. The days that I don't meditate, something always goes wrong. But when I meditate, it brings me into a state of peace, balance, equilibrium, Nothing external of me affects me. It's beautiful. And that's probably why I've survived so long, because I've always known that silencing your mind is a good thing. Can someone who has psychic abilities able to block it? You can block it. It's the intention. Yes. Beach, yes, you can. You can. Can someone who has psychic abilities able to block it? What do you mean? Can you block it? You can. Just set the intention. And I can't open up mediumistically every day. I can't be talking, and the people that cross over, they call them the dead. They really hate it when they say, oh, they're the dead, because they're more alive than we are. They can fly, they're not suppressed to this physical world. They can go to, just by a thought, they can go there straight away. This is also being in the astral body. You can do this. They're not being suppressed by the physical body. This is a very dense world, very heavy. You feel grounded and you feel rooted and you feel heavy. The physical body is heavy. The soul body is very light. You go everywhere and anywhere you want to go. How do you know if you have psychic abilities? First and foremost, we're all born psychic. There's an instinctual feeling, a gut feeling. I know I shouldn't turn left, but I'm going to go left anyway. And then when you should have turned right, you go, oh my God, I should have turned right. My intuition and my abilities were telling me to go right, but I turned left. Everyone has it. Stepping into a place and you get goosebumps. The energy feels off. That's a psychic gift. It's called clairsentient claircognizance. It's feeling and sensing. So you know when you meet someone and their energy is off, that's a psychic ability. When you walk into a space and it feels really off, that's a psychic ability. Some of us, we were all born with it. It is a gift that our soul has. Our soul has it. But we have been cultured by religion, our parents, by school, to bang it right out of us, go into I can't remember if it's the left or the right brain, the logic brain, where we forget about creativity, our spiritual part of our souls. We want to make money. We have to retire at a certain age. We want to have this, that. It's all about physical things, and we get out of who we truly are. So meditation always brings you back to the beginning. I've been struggling with pessimistic since forever. I really don't know how to change it. Pessimistic. That was me for 35 years until I hit 35. I just stopped. I was very pessimistic. I'm a Capricorn. I'm an earth sign. I'm a father of the zodiac sign, even though I'm a woman. I always prepared for the worst case scenario. And every time I prepared for the worst case scenario, it happened. So when I had my near-death experience, I was like, you know what? If I expect negative things to happen, maybe I can expect good things to happen. So what I did was I changed my perception on my external world. I didn't see the muck. I saw the blessings instead. My situation is so hard right now. What the hell do I have to be grateful for? I have food in my fridge. My mum and my dad are still alive. I survived all my open heart surgeries. These are blessings. I counted my blessings. And when you give out gratitude for what you have and stop focusing on the things that you don't have, guess what happens? Your soul vibrates up, you raise your vibration, and divine will go, oh, look, there's Anna. She's high vibrating. Let's give her some more to be blessed. Let's give her some more blessings. Let's give her some more things to be grateful for. Get it? Like energy attracts like energy. Every day I look up my blessings. Best way to do it. I realized I had to shift my mindset. Yes, Kerry, change your perception on your world. Even the worst case scenario. I know what it's like to sleep on the streets, to not have any food, to not be able to feed my child because I didn't have the money and the means, and I was so proud not to ask anyone for any money. But then I realized that God is the source of my supply. And this is a mantra that I say every day. And when I surrendered at that point, you know, when you get to the cusp of having no money, everything is just turning into shit. That is the best time in your life, because you learn to surrender. and you learn that, you know what, I can't control everything, so what I'm going to do is surrender it to God, if there is even a God source out there, my loved ones, my angels, even if they do exist or they don't, I'm going to surrender. It's when you hit rock bottom is when you are reborn. Just saying. When you hit rock bottom, guys, that's when the rebirth takes place. It always takes someone to fall into the shit before they realize. And then what happens is, when you go through the worst case scenario, years later, you're like, you know, when I slept on the streets, or when my partner beat the living daylights out of me, I'm so glad that that happened, because now I know what I want, and now I know what I don't want. Now I know my worth, and now I know what I'm worthy of. Everything happens for a reason, guys. If that's what you want to do, Rena, I would do it. If you have the means and the money to do so, do it. Your mum at the end of the day, and you probably have karma with your daughter, so if you have the means, I would. I know that feeling of not having. Trust me, I've been there. I know what it's like to be in a really violent relationship where, you know, I'm already on the ground. Why are you hitting me with a broom? Sort of energy. Not having any money. Could you imagine being a parent and you don't have any money to feed your child? I feel it's like it takes you to the low of low, because you're supposed to be the protector, the carer, the everything to your child. And when I couldn't, I realized, you know what, Anna, you got to surrender, because life is actually a gift, and you're just going through experiences, and this is going to be in the past. It's not going to be in the future. It's not going to. And look, I'm in my successful business. I read for people in my pajamas. I read whenever I want, and people come to me, and I try and help as many people as I can. Life is about helping others, because when you help others and you be a humanitarian, divine will bless you, because you give out energy. But I'm not saying don't take care of yourself. You've got to take care of you first. Everyone else comes in second, but you've got to make sure you take care of you first. That's the most important thing, guys. Taking care of you first is more important, and everyone else comes in second, including the children, yeah? I always say to my mum and my daughter, I'm going to meditate, and if any of you bother me, I always say that. And another thing, when something bad happens, stop. Take a moment, because what we all do is something bad happens and we react in a really negative way. And what happens when you react in a negative way? Does it not burn your fuel? It takes all your energy. You're really drained. You're stressed out. And it's like, if God could talk to you, God will be like, child, could you control this? And you'll be like, no. Then leave it. Let it go. Surrender it to me, and I'll take care of it for you. Simple. What you give out comes back to you as a blessing. Yes, Carmaine, 100%. 100%. So what I used to do back in my heyday when I was in my 20s, something bad would happen and I would go into a bitch fit. I would be angry, I'd be upset, I couldn't breathe properly, I'm so mad, and I've just wasted all this energy and burnt all this fuel on the situation that I could not even control, because it was not mine to control. So that's when I got to the ripe age of 35 and realized, it took you this long, Anna, but you're finally here. Surrender, release, let go. That's what you're supposed to do anyway. Surrender, release, and let it go. Especially if it's not in your control. Always say to yourself, can I control the situation? No. The only thing that you have control over is what you think, what you feel, and what you say, and how you respond to the situation that's given to you. And when a shitty situation comes to you, guys, look at it this way. Don't say to yourself, why is this happening to me? Say, why is this happening for me, and what am I learning from it? And sometimes, most of the time, it's all right to say no. You already know that this person, this situation is negative. Step away. Don't put fuel into the fire. Sometimes we like fuel and fire, and we like to have beef and argue, don't we? because we have to have our say. But do you not know that it's so energy draining and it's fuel draining? It takes out so much energy from your soul, and then you're tired. You're just tired. It's like, let it go. Yes, it does drain you. Yes, Marcia, it drains the living daylights out of you. That's why Divine says, give it to us. Let it go. Leave it. I'm a friend for you, Big Seven. And let me tell you something. I can count my friends on one hand. And that is one friend. Siobhan. My best friend in the whole world. My soul sister. We've known each other in past lives. I'm telling you, in another life, that woman was a queen. And I must have been a servant to her. Like a servant girl. But we've like created some sort of bond. But we have a cycle together. It's great. I'm not doing any readings at the moment, guys. I am going to come live later on. I'm just waiting for... my mother, who's a chef from the Philippines, cooking food. It's like, why do I have to cook when my mum cooks the best meals? I live with my mum because I'm her carer. And when I had my 4th open heart surgery, I had no choice but to live with my mum because I couldn't do anything for 1 year. I couldn't take care of my daughter. I couldn't even bathe myself. I mean, this is like... I do have pictures on my TikTok. They are a little bit gruesome, so don't go there. How to not block blessings. Stop focusing on negative things. What happens is people thinks about the worst case scenario, thinks that they're not deserving. And people always say, God, just give me whatever you think I deserve. And God is like, no, tell me what you want. Tell me what you want, because it is our birthright to be blessed, to have blessings and to have things and to have abundance. It's our birthright. So it's like, the way that you don't block your blessings is, this is what you do, guys. The 134 people in here, this is what you do. You send out a thought, a feeling, a prayer, a wish. You manifest. And your heart is going, okay, I know I'm going to be okay. I know I'm going to be okay. And then your mind goes, your ego goes, yeah, but what happens if something goes wrong? And then your mouth goes, it probably won't happen. I'm probably not deserving. So your heart, mind, body and soul is not in sync with what you've just sent out. Heart, mind, body and soul has to be in sync with the energy that you send out. Because what happens is you counteract it. You send out the divine, you send to divine, your loved ones, your angels, that this is what you want. Then the ego says something, creates a block. Your words are negative, creates another block. So what you do is you push it out into the ether, and then it's trying to come to you, but you block it with the negative energy. Aura is real, guys. Aura, your energy frequency, it is so real, and it's been scientifically proven that energy is real. Do you know that when you expand your heart, when you give out love energy, when you tune into the heart space and you put that energy out, what you put out, you pull back to you. This is why I always say good things, guys. Good thoughts, good feelings, good words. It doesn't matter if you're losing somebody. It doesn't matter if you're breaking up with somebody. It doesn't matter if you're about to get fired. Count your lucky stars if you get fired. Count your lucky stars if your relationship ends. It means the soul cycle, that soul contract with that person, the situation, the job has ended. If somebody that you love is about to cross over, know that they're going to be absolutely fine. They're on the other side. They're always going to be with you. They're just a thought away. They're always with you. And the only difference between loved ones that cross over, and the only difference between us and the loved ones that cross over, is that their soul is out of the body. Our soul is in the body. That's the only difference between us and the souls that cross over. There is no such thing as death. There is only such thing as death of the flesh. This is a meat sack of the body, and it will go off and go old. So our soul needs to go. We go home. And people are afraid of death. It's like, no, when I had my near-death experience, I did not want to come back. I'm sorry, but I didn't. And a lot of people actually say that. It's so blissful over there. It's peace, love. There is no hate, no killing, no murder, no war. It's just love and peace and light. And what you see is that we're all connected to each other via soul. So I can't wait. Wilma, it ain't your time, man. But when you do cross over, it's beautiful energy. And also, a lot of people has messaged me about like people who end their lives. I wouldn't do that if I were you, because you will come back with the same sort of experiences. Learn the lesson now so you don't have to come back. That's what I always say. I always said to my best friend, you know, when we cross over to the other side, would you ever come back? And then she's like, hell no. And I'm like, me neither. I would never do that either. I wouldn't do that either. I wouldn't come back. But it's like people that end their lives and they end their soul contract. You're coming back, honey. You got to come back in the same sort of scenario. Guys, thank you for the pearls, but I am not doing any readings right now. I am just talking. Thank you, Sandra, for your gifts. I will try and read for you later on. I'll pull out 4 cards for you. I will try and take a screenshot. I just locked the phone. So sorry. Sorry. So what was I saying? Yes. Ending your life will just bring you right back in. You'll go on the other side. You'll go to the other side and you'll get a spiritual cleansing, but you will be reborn into another physical body, and you will have to go through roughly the same experiences, because if you end your contract sooner than you should have, divine is going to make you come back again. FYI, when you lose a loved one, a parent, you know, brothers, sisters, children, souls do come back. They'll come back within the family. They'll be reborn. If you're pregnant, they will come back in the family, and you'll see traits of the person that you love in that child. So souls do. There is no such thing as death. There is such thing as reincarnation. I don't care if you believe it or not. I don't really care. But there is such thing as reincarnation. And FYI, if you think you've been here only one time, you would be lying to yourself, because that's not true. Do you have an affiliation to an old dress sense? It's like, I like to dress up in my 50s or the 60s style, or I'm drawn to Greece or Egypt or China or a certain country. You like got this obsession with certain things or certain styles. That's because you're an old soul. Yes. You've already been here and you've lived a life in that place. You lived a life in the 60s or the 70s or the 50s or whatever. How do you contact people that cross over? Usually the best way that I connect to the other side when I do mediumship is meditation. So I can tell you a few stories. Does anyone want to hear it? I've already said this before in past lives. I've been here before. Absolutely, you have. Yes. I've got a few stories, guys, if you want to hear how I connect. Yes. Okay. Egypt here. Okay. So a few of my readings that I've done for clients, and I have mentioned these before. These are just ones that stood out for me. My best friend lost her father to COVID. COVID can kiss my ass. But everything happens for a reason, guys. And souls, check out. FYI, we have 5 to 9 exit points in our lives. 5 to 9. It means if you have an accident and you were supposed to die at that time, you could choose to go or you could choose to stay. Am I frozen, guys? I'm not frozen. For some people, I'm frozen. Okay, thanks, Denise. So I'm not frozen. Okay, thank you, Donna. So we have 5 exit points in our lives. 5 to 9 exit points. Exit points means on your soul contract before you incarnated into the physical body, you'll be with your team of angels, your guides, your loved ones. And what you will say is, okay, as a soul. So before they're saying I'm not frozen. So I'm frozen for some people. You might have to log off and log back on again. Shall I log off and log back on? No, it's clear. Okay, I'm back. I hope I'm back. I don't want to say this and then you miss it. I'll probably be able to repost this later on my YouTube channel. So if you want to watch it again. Okay. Still frozen for some. That's so crap. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Log off and log on. For some, sadly, yeah. There's some bad connection, but everyone else, I will repost it if I can later on. I'm from Malta. I got 1% Maltese in me. Okay. So when you come back into the physical body, there could be unfinished business, karma that needs to be balanced out. I'll talk about karma in a minute. Oh my God, I could talk here all day long. So many things that I've learned from my experience about spirituality, religion, and all of this stuff. So when you come back into the physical body, what happens is before the soul incarnates into the physical body, we are sitting in, it's like a little room. So visualize a room, okay? And you're with your angels, your guides, you've got the God source, you've got all these loving divine beings around you. And then they'll say, so what would you like to learn or experience that you didn't learn in a past life? And some of us will say, okay, I would like to have 4 open heart surgeries. I would like to experience like a really bad illness. And then I would like to maybe lose a child and see what the energy is like, because there's no such thing as lost. There's no such thing. It's just an experience here in the physical world. And this is just a dream, guys. We're plugged into the matrix. So we'll contract to sign all of these, to do all of these experiences. And our angels and our guides and loved ones will be like, that's a lot of things to take on. Are you sure you want to do that? And you would say, well, look at my past life. I didn't learn this. I didn't learn that from that experience. I'd also like to incarnate with my mother. But this time I would like to be the mother and she has to be the daughter, because we didn't learn our lessons with each other in that past life. So I'd like to come in with my mother. And we have a soul contract with a bunch of souls. So we've all known each other before, guys. So I've known you in a past life. You've known me. There's many lifetimes and we've all known each other. So it's like, what will happen is you'll choose your experiences. You know that saying, I bet you every one of us has said back in the day, I didn't choose you to be my mother. I didn't ask to be born. I'm guilty of saying that. That's a load of crap. We chose to come in and we chose our parents, and we chose our parents. So your child picked you to be the mother or the father. You choose your parents. Why? So some of us might choose really toxic, fucked up parents. And the reason why we choose toxic, messed up parents was because we must have done something to them in a past life, and now we got to balance out some karma. So what you do is you'll have a really toxic parent, a mother that never loved you, that never gave you the love. But what will happen is that mother has taught you to be a great mum. That father has taught you how to be a great dad, because they were not the father for you. They were not the mother for you in that life, that in this life even. And you're going to say to yourself, you know what my mum taught me? My mum was the biggest negative energy in my life, was so evil, was so cruel, and they taught you not to be anything like them. So you teach lessons. Every soul that comes into your life teaches you something. You learn, you grow, they teach you something, you teach them something. Everything is a lesson. Nothing is for nothing, guys. Everything has a purpose behind it. Everything has a purpose behind it. So I know that my mother was my daughter in a past life, and she's coming as my mother. So we've got a contract to complete. I know that my daughter must have been my sister in a past life. So there was something that we need to contract and complete in this life. Is it hard? Yeah, it's so hard. But without any ups and downs, how the hell are we supposed to evolve and grow our souls? You don't evolve and grow if you don't learn. If these people are not treating you terribly, how are you going to learn anything? There's no point in being incarnated into this physical body if you don't have negative people, because you don't learn anything. And people say, yeah, but if I have past lives, Anna, how come I forget everything that has happened in my past life? Why can't I come in knowing what I knew from past lives? And people say, you go into the land of forgetfulness. And God will also say to you, well, what's the point of being born if you already know the answers? You come in here for spiritual growth, to learn lessons. You come in here with a clean slate. And some of us remember our past lives. There is this program on, I think it's Prime. It's called something about children. What is it called? Ghost Inside My Child. Have you ever seen that, guys? Ghost Inside My Child. I think it's on Prime. You got to buy it, whatever. Yes, I know Jesus loves me. Thank you, Fruity. Jesus loves me. Jesus loves you too. I love Jesus. Jesus comes into me, to my meditations. So thank you for letting me know that Jesus loves me, but I already know that. Thank you. Jesus loves you too. So it's like Ghost Inside My Child, right? This is what these young children are saying. You got to watch it. It's brilliant. Go on Prime. Ghost Inside My Child. And these children are born with psychic abilities, mediumistic abilities, healing abilities, for crying out loud. Medical intuitives. There are children out there who are so psychic, they can tell when you've got ailments in the physical body. You go and get it checked out, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, yes, I did have that problem. That child said I had a problem with my heart, and then I have heart palpitations. I go to the doctor, and the doctor confirms it. So these children are born with extra sensory gifts. So when your child is like, Mum, I saw Granddad in the room, and you're like, huh? It's true, because they can see. They're so innocent, they're so loving, they're so physical things that they're still so innocent that souls come to them straight away. So my daughter, when she was a little girl and very intuitive, she would see and sense things. My daughter is a natural empath, and I would talk to her. I'd be like, so what are you seeing? Tell me. I don't block out the energy, because one day I'm going to need my daughter to read for me, yeah? So children come in with that extra sensory perception. They can see, sense and feel things. There are documentaries on YouTube where children are blindfolded and they can read books. It's because they pop out of their crown chakra and they can see everything that's going on, and they're literally blindfolded. And it is a scientific fact that we all have the ability to do this. But adults are a little bit more, what's the word? They're a bit more tainted with finances, money problems, heartache, heartbreak, religious beliefs, our parents, culturing, that kind of things. And your son's very gifted. Not surprised. A lot of us adults are closed off, and that's because of all the shit that's going on in our lives. So we are closed off to our abilities. You can tune back into those abilities through meditation. It's so simple. Just meditate for 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes turns into an hour. And it just gets bigger and bigger, and you become so intuitive and you connect back to the soul. We're so planted in the physical body that we forget that we're actually souls having human experiences. We're so in the muck of it all. But that's not the case. It's like the lesson. What are you learning from this experience, the situation, the person, the people? What are you learning? We suppress a lot. And that's the other thing. Suppression creates ailments. If you suppress emotions and feelings, and God says, we're human. Yeah. Yes, you are a soul having a human experience, but you need to still express the physical feelings that human beings carry with them. But don't forget you're a soul first and foremost, because without the soul, have you ever looked at somebody who's crossed over, they're in the coffin, and then you say, that isn't my loved one, that isn't my mum, that isn't my auntie, that isn't my dad, that was just a vessel, because the soul, the core of who that person was, is now out of the body. So that's why divine always says, you know, this is a vessel. So when the soul is not in the vessel, we are just meat. We are meat and we go off. So that's why there's the aging process. So we contract, we have a soul contract, we have to fulfill the soul contract. Some people that have near-death experience, they don't want to come back. Some people have a choice. So when people have near-death experiences, and God will say to them, you can stay or you can go back, it's up to you. And they'll show you what you will go through. So if you choose to come back from a near-death experience, they'll show you what you go through. And it's really hard, because when you get a taste of heaven and you get a taste of divine, it's really hard for you to align back into the 3D world where it's so dense and it's so toxic. But just remember one thing, we're all going home. We're all going to the same destination. I'll see you on the other side when it's our time. We're all going back home. That's it. So life is more magical than you think. And what you see in front of you is that's not it. There is so much more than what you see in front of you. Life is more than just what I'm seeing in front of me. You know, I've got a cemetery here behind me, and I love this place because it's the most peaceful place ever. Life is temporary, right? This is all temporary. I mean, for those of you who are like my age or older, 1 minute I was 19, the blink of an eye I'm 41. I don't know where the hell my life has gone. It's gone so fast. This situation, this conversation that we're having right now, this is going to be done. We're going to go to bed in a couple of hours and we're going to wake up in a new day. It is just temporary. So that's why God says, can you just enjoy the moment? Just enjoy life and stop worrying about all the silly things that you can't control. It's like, Enjoy the moment. Life is for living. It's not for procrastinating and for worrying about past events that you have no control over. It's not like you can get into a time machine and change anything. So why are you worrying about it? Let's keep it. I am 52 already, and you don't know where your life has gone. I remember being 16 very clearly. Where the hell did that go? It gone. It's just gone. Poof. Gone. I don't know where it is. Gone and gone. I don't know where it is. By the time I know I'm going to reach my 50s, and I have no idea where my 40s is gone. So this is why I'm saying enjoy life. Yeah, just like, okay, shit happens. And time flies 100%. Things happen and it's okay, guys. You contracted to learn those lessons. I don't care how bad it is. I don't care. It doesn't matter how bad it is. And express your feelings, because God always says, feel your feels. Be angry. Be pissed off. Be upset. Punch a punching bag. But then let it go. Don't stay in that muck, because it will make you sick. It will make you so ill. Anxiety, depression, and stress kills quicker than cancer. Heart conditions. Those are the killers right there. Anxiety, depression, and stress. You know what that does? If I'm anxious or I'm feeling depressed about something, it creates an energy frequency in the physical body, creating an ailment, thus creating the illness. So people say, please post this on YouTube. I will try. So people will say, you need to check out Dolores Cannon. Go on YouTube and check out Dolores Cannon. She says, no one is supposed to be sick. None of us. We make ourselves sick by what we think, what we feel, how we choose to absorb what's going on in our external world. No one is supposed to be sick, but we make ourselves sick from the ego, and the ego takes flight and it affects our physical body, creating an ailment and illness. So Dolores says, is it Dolores? Is it Dolores Cannon? Is it Dolores Cannon? Can anyone confirm that? Is it Dolores? I think it is. She says, if you can make yourself sick, it is Dolores. If you can make yourself sick, that means we have the power to make ourselves better. That's what she says. And I 100% believe this talk. If you can make yourself sick, you can 100% make yourself better, guys. So it's really up to you how you perceive, your perception on things. What, Mum? I love my mum so much. Thanks, Mum. She's like, Anna, I've got roast beef ready. Yes, I've got the best mum in the world. Sorry, Mum, I've got like 89 people here with me right now. Say hello. There's 89 people.
Hello, all.
It's my mum. Look, my mum is a master chef, yes, guys. She's cooked egg fried rice. There's some potatoes. Oh, yeah. Best mother in the world. Mum, everybody wants you to tell your story. Look, she's like, yeah, not now. My mum is so scared and camera shy. But yes, that is my mum. She's the best. And my mum is a chef, so it's like, I don't need to cook because my mum's the cook. I will come on live later on. I just need to have my roast beef. I just need to have my sustenance. Yes. She's aged well. Yes. My mum is a fashionista and she's a Libra. So my mum is someone who overthink things. My mum is a hard worker. She's a grafter. She used to work in the Marriott Hotel and she worked there for like 30 years. And she started off as a pot wash. My mum was a pot wash. And she was like, you know, when I first got to this country, Anna, she was like, I was working in the Marriott Hotel and she said, I was scrubbing these pots, like, you know, scrubbing the pots, like these massive pots. And then she was like, and then because I couldn't speak English very well, the manager came up to me and said, Leonie, you take pot, you put in this machine, press button. And then when she pressed the button, it took like 5 seconds and the pot was already cleaned. She went from a pot wash to becoming the restaurant manager. And I'm telling you guys, when she retired at 50 because she had an ailment, do you know what happened? 20 years later, people are still asking, where is Leonie? Where is Leonie? We want Leonie, because everyone, her service was impeccable. She was such a brilliant, my mom, I don't know, man, I don't have the same charisma as my mom, but she was born with this charisma, this energy about her where people are just drawn to her. She's very spiritual, very mediumistic, very psychic. I think I got it from her. She's like, no, you got it from your Lola Barbara. I have a grandmother who was a herbalist. My grandmother would work with herbs and I get the energy from her. She was very psychic, very mediumistic. And she said, you got it from your grandmother. And I actually passed it on to my daughter, my gifts. So I'm still waiting for my mum to do like this interview with me. Because her story till today is amazing. It is so amazing. And when she lost her father, she came to Scotland first. I could tell you stories about Scotland that my mum saw. Wait for it, guys. Vampires? Not even vampires. Is it vampires? I swear it was a vampire. It was like a Dracula kind of energy when she went to Scotland. And she said to me, when I came to London nearly 50 years ago, her father had crossed over. And my mum said to me, I went to bed and I remember that my soul came out of my body. And she said, I remember traveling really far. She goes, I remember I was flying and I could see like trees. I could see the mountains. I could see everything. And I didn't understand where my soul was going. I can't tell you where I live, hon. I can't do that, especially not on live. So she was saying, but I live in the UK, London, East London. So anyway, my mum said I was flying, my soul was flying. And then in the middle of a field, I saw a hut. She said, I saw a hut. And then she said, I could see a candlelight in the hut. And then she saw her dad, and her dad was in the hut. And her dad said, I've been traveling and I've been trying to find you, Leonie. I just wanted to tell you that I love you, but it's time for me to go. And she was like, what are you talking about, Pa? What are you talking about? Anyway, my mum woke up and she said it was so real. I told my mum that was a visitation. My mum woke up and a couple of hours later, she got a phone call saying that her dad had passed away. So souls always, you know, loved ones always get to you easier when you're asleep because you're not in the monkey mind. You're silent. You're still. Your soul is calm. And it's so easy for our loved ones to pay a visit to us when we're asleep. We get out of the way. So my grandfather paid her a visit to say goodbye. And the next day she found out that my grandfather had passed away the time that my mum had the dream. There is so much more to this world than meets the eye, guys. And I keep telling you, what you see here is not just it. I had a dream visitation from my partner. Yes, it's so easy to get to you when you're asleep. And our loved ones don't ever go anywhere. They're with us. Up there, it's peaceful. Down here, it's manic. So they like the action. And people will say to me, do they eat on the other side? Yeah. Like people go back to the other side. They usually, and let me tell you another thing. When I connect to souls on the other side, let's just say my grandma died at 98. She ain't coming to me at 98. She's coming to me at like 30. They always revert back to an age where they're the most happiest. It's either when they became parents, when they got married, just the pinnacle point in their lives where they're the happiest. So they never ever come to me They will show me the ailments of how they died. They'll give me a head. I got a problem with my head. There's something wrong with my chest. And they'll say, yes, she had cancer in the breast or whatever. And I'll be like, okay, so that is to confirm that your loved one is with you and they're always with you and they're not in that state anymore. So it's like, when I connect to the other side, I don't really want to go. I really like being there in meditation. I love it. It's so peaceful over there. Here again, it's so manic. But they always revert back to an age of where they were once happy. That's it. And people ask me about hell and purgatory. Hell and purgatory is how you live your life. Ask yourself, are you an evil person? Are you toxic and negative and low vibrational? Because when you cross over to the other side, that is the energy that you will pull to you. Are you loving and vibracious and really happy all the time and always smiling and sending out love even though you don't mean to do it? Because that's the energy that you will attract. So you attract that back to you. What you are in life is what you will get on the other side. So guys, love and light to everyone, okay? Love and light. Be loving, be kind, be sweet, be a nice person. Yes, there are going to be people that are going to piss you off in life, but love and light to them, love and light to them. Always get yourself back into center. Don't allow external people to change the beautiful soul that you are. Simple as that. Okay? I can hear the food calling me now. My mouth is watering. Okay. I am going to come back probably in about, let's say, an hour and a half, maybe 2. Because when I'm really full, I start to feel really sleepy. And I am going to eat like a pig because I didn't go to the gym today. And I will be back later on to do some readings for you guys. I will try to post this up on my YouTube. I hope to God it really loads. I really hope so. I'm also still loading up a lot of my readings. They're so long and it takes ages to load. So I'm still loading up some things on my YouTube. So be patient with me, guys. I love you guys so much. I'm so glad that my mum let me put her on camera because I always talk about her, but I wanted you to see her cute little face. And now you did. So I'll be back later on, guys. I love you so much. Keep vibing up. Positive thoughts create positive situations. I'll see you in about an hour or 2. Om Shanti, guys. Love you.